What's going on, y'all? It's the Kid J Nolan here. I want to talk to you guys today about a new music distribution company that's on the rise. I'm gonna tell y'all up front, this is not a one-size-fits-all type of music distribution company. It's called Venice Music, and they pretty much give you the power of a DistroKid, but they also give you some elevated features similar to those of AWOL or even a United Masters, where you're gonna get the support of a team that's facilitated by somebody that's worked in the music industry for years, opposed to a DistroKid where the owner and all of the people that founded DistroKid were outside of the music industry and they pretty much worked their way back in. So one of the first things that you're gonna find when you look up Venice Music is probably gonna be their Instagram page. They're running a lot of ads on Instagram and Facebook right now. And what they're doing is showing you their flagship artists, okay? So one of the first people that you're gonna see is Brent Faiyaz. Brent Faiyaz is probably the top earner on Venice Music right now. Of course, if you don't know who Brent Faiyaz is, you've probably been living under a rock. But he's an R&B artist, I guess you could say R&B alternative, fully independent. He's been doing his own thing. Of course, we know him from being on Gold Link song years ago, and he spawned his own solo career. He's accumulated over 4 billion streams, and they're showing that in this little clip here. The next artist you're gonna see is Amine. He's from Portland, Oregon. He's a hip hop artist. He also sings from time to time. Very unique type of alternative hip hop artist, similar to, you know, that of a Smino or a Saba, Chance the Rapper. They don't make the same type of music, but they will fall under the same type of category, right? We've got Ellie Doohy. She's a pop artist. She's got over 2 billion streams. They've got Coda the Friend, hip hop artist, 607 million streams. Spinoff from Nigeria, Twee from California, Maro from Portugal, Emlyn also from California, Verite from Brooklyn, New York, and Ray Laurel, who's from the United Kingdom, all right? And he's a newer artist. He's only got about 2 million streams. He's in the alternative category. So they're opening this up to smaller artists now. They've been basically incubating these artists that they're showing you, working on their careers behind the scenes, getting them into different avenues. And now they're opening up their services to the general public. So let's go to the Venice Music website, okay? Now, the first thing you're going to see on here is start independent, stay independent. With a lot of distribution software companies to choose from, join Venice Music, where our people, experience, and community separate us from the rest. That's what I was telling you guys in the beginning. You're gonna get real life music business experience from this team. Join for our tools, knowledge, and network. Unlimited releases to Spotify, Apple Music, and more through our easy-to-use platform. Learn while you earn. Attend weekly educational panels featuring our diverse community and industry experts. And then you have our invite-only artist services team, assist with playlisting, marketing, and promotions. Now let's get into the actual platform. Smart software that prioritizes your growth. They're offering premium distribution. We include most features others upcharge you for in our Essentials membership. Streaming analytics, all of your stats from the biggest streaming platforms in one central location. And seamless payouts. Manage splits between contributors, view financial statements, and get paid. Next up, artist services and sync. How we take established independence to the next level. So one of the things that they do here at Venice, they actually have listening sessions. Submit your music to receive feedback from the Venice Music team. From sync to A&R to streaming, you'll gain a diverse range of feedback to help you level up your music. Office hours. Attend weekly office hours to receive strategic feedback, direction, and guidance from Venice's expert services team. Sync. Learn from our Sync team's weekly office hours and feedback sessions to increase your chance of having your music played in film, television, games, and ads. As y'all know, Sync, film, TV, all of that stuff, that's my wheelhouse. I'm a very strong proponent of it. I promote it to artists pretty much every day. I'm showing you guys the proof of concept when I talk about it every day. So you know that that's a very important element to distribution for me, is a company that can actually have some sort of assistance or pipeline into sync licensing, because that's one of the primary ways that independent artists actually can make money in a democratized society today in music. A lot of the other ways of making money in the game are through gatekeepers and influencers and people that basically have this stronghold on, you have to pass through us first until you get where you want to go. Whereas with sync, it's really about, if you have the right song for the right project, it's gonna go. They're gonna use it and you're gonna get paid for it, bar none. Premium services team. Venice's world-class artist and label services team come from major labels and DSPs, providing you direct access to learn from industry veterans. This is one of the big pluses for Venice, is that everybody that works for them is very much experienced. They're coming from other companies, giving very strong resources that many of the distribution companies out there just don't have. And then you have community. Learn, network, and grow with the Venice community. Now, this is something that's very important as well. Anything involving music in 2022 going into 2023 has to be community based, right? And when I say community, I'm just saying you have to have a group of like-minded individuals that are moving forward on one accord with the same agenda, whether that be whether you're in a community of 300 artists and y'all are helping each other, like, oh, check out my music, give me feedback, and everybody's providing that for each other. You take that 300 artists and you put some music industry professionals that don't mind working with independent artists and giving guidance and sifting through the material to say, okay, I'm going to help this artist go over here. I'm going to take this artist to this label. I'm going to take this artist to this sync department over here. I'm going to take this artist over here and do meetings. These are the resources that are not available when you go to DistroKid, or when you go to AWOL, or when you go to these different places. You don't have that sense of community. The average music distribution company doesn't have a Discord group for you to join where you guys can talk every day. The average music distribution company isn't on Twitter Spaces promoting themselves, you know what I mean? Constantly doing artist outreach. Venice is doing their part, you know what I mean? United Masters is pretty good with producing workshops and events, digital events, to kind of help educate and inspire artists. So I think that Venice is definitely picking up on that mantle that United Masters has set up, but I feel like what they're bringing is a little bit more of a stronger case than a United Masters, but that's just from my limited point of view so far. So what you're going to get from the community is industry education, learn from our digital and in-person events, office hours with our services team, and more. Then they have in real life events, in-person events for networking and socializing with the independent music community. Community discounts. We partner with world-class companies like Soho House and Waves Audio to provide exclusive community discounts on gear, club memberships, and more. Y'all saw I was just talking about Discord. They've got a community Discord. Join our active Discord community to make connections, share your music, and find collaborators. I think that's a very powerful tool. So now let's get to the nuts and bolts of this thing, all right? How much does it cost to actually be affiliated with Venice Music? Are they taking submissions? Do they have to do a selection process? Are you able to just sign up freely? So their Essentials plan, which is their basic plan, costs $15 a year, or $14.99 as it says. And if you want something a little bit more powerful than their Essentials, they have a professional plan, and that costs $500 a year, right? The Essentials is key features for you to distribute your music to the world, just basic distribution. The professional, that's $500 a year. Focus on growth, attend events, learn from our team, submit to artist services, and sync. So if you want to have access to that team building element, you're gonna have to pay that $500 a year for the professional. And this is where y'all lost me. This is actually why I haven't signed up on Venice. That price tag is too much, because if you're servicing independent artists, the biggest barrier to entry for an independent artist is anything that costs a lump sum of anything. If you're charging an artist over $50, $75 to $100 in one lump sum, you're basically cutting their legs off, because the average independent working artist is still working a regular job. You know what I mean? They're trying to work on music on the weekends or whatever their off days are. They're probably working odd schedules. I used to work 2 jobs and try to work on music. I was taking care of my bills, my home, things of that nature. I didn't have disposable money outside of going to the studio here and there. You know what I mean? And studio time was even scarce because I wasn't trying to pay for it. I bought a little mic. I was using a broken mic for a long time just to record and try to get stuff done. Let me do a payment plan. If you want $500 a year from me, why don't you do $40 payments throughout the year? That seems a little bit more equitable. I can work with that. And if I don't like how this is going, I can leave. Really, you shouldn't be charging no more than maybe $15 a month. You know what I'm saying? Just to be all the way real, $25 a month is a bit much, but for the extra features, for the industry expertise, for the Discord, for these events, not to mention I shouldn't have to pay to get into none of these events, but it still doesn't make any sense that y'all want this paid out up front. There's no monthly plan or anything. I think if you're gonna start at $15 a year, y'all should have a $25 a year plan. Y'all should have a $50 a year plan. Y'all should have a $15 a month plan. Even just buying a jacket, you could pay for a $70 jacket with 6 payments or 4 payments. You know what I mean? So this is where they kind of lost me. I feel like this is very much behind the times, and it is a disservice to the company because I think that they have so much to offer that you build up this momentum with, oh man, this is dope, this is different, this may be exactly what I'm looking for, and then boom, you basically crash the plane. For me as an artist, as an independent artist, I'm gonna have a knee-jerk reaction. I'm gonna close the app, I'm gonna close the website. You know what I mean? As soon as I see that $500 a year, I'm leaving. And then when I see it online the next time, when I see y'all promoting on Instagram and I see y'all promoting on Facebook, I'm gonna see your sponsored advertisement, and I'm gonna be like, man, that is a scam. How y'all gonna be charging artists $500 to sign up? And that's what you don't want. That's what a lot of artists have an issue with when it comes to United Masters. They're not offering enough features to really make up for the fact that they're nickel and diming you for everything when you have less expensive options out here. So I think this was very tone deaf, but let's go over the features. So on your essential plan for $15, you're gonna get unlimited distribution for one artist, right? So if me, J Nolan, signs up, that's the only artist that can upload. Free access to distribute Dolby Atmos, which is great because a lot of companies will charge you for that. You're also gonna get free YouTube content ID, which is a very slippery slope. You're gonna get unlimited distribution in all territories. You can self-manage track splits and payments. You're gonna get free support for your collaborators. You're gonna get monthly payments for your streaming revenue, which is a given. You're gonna get ISRCs. You can use your own or they'll provide. Timed releases, support track credits, which is absolutely great. Support lyric uploads, streaming analytics, and financial statements. All of that is amazing. When it comes to royalties, you're gonna keep 100% of your royalties, right? So all the money that comes in is gonna go to you and your contributors. However, you're not going to have access to sync or any commercial deals. That's out of the question. You have to be a professional member in order to see those benefits. Music opportunities, you're going to get a new artist profile creation on all DSPs. You're not going to get any takedown protection, but you will get customer support from the experienced record label ops team. So if you do reach out to them, they'll be able to respond to you. All sync cut off. Artist and label services cut off. All those digital events that you could possibly attend, no. You won't be able to access it. Discord community, networking, all of that, no. So my key takeaways from this Venice music is that they have something amazing on their hands. They have the branding, they have the artist star power of like having these, you know, A-list indies. That's what I call them, because you have your A-list pop stars and stuff like that, but today we're moving closer to middle class music careers, you know what I mean? Which didn't used to be a thing 10, 15, 20 years ago. Nowadays, you could be a full-time artist out of your bedroom, you know what I mean? But then you have the people that are more so on a higher level. They're consistently touring, they're full-time, they're doing features with major artists that are on the Billboard charts, you know what I'm saying? I would call them A-list indies. So you have the Amines, you have the Saunders, the Brent Fayez, you have Twee, I mean, Ellie Dewey. Like, these are big artists. These are people that their streams are in the billions or millions. They're really important. So you have that brand trust because you've seen, oh wow, if they did that for them, then they can do it for me. The problem here is that when you're marketing this to upcoming, rising, and developing artists, when you put that $15 price tag on it, they're gonna be expecting some elevated property, some features. And when you get that $15 a year price tag and you really look at it, it's like, what's gonna make me sign up over here that I can't get from TuneCore, that I can't get from CD Baby, that I can't get from DistroKid, who seems to be the most reliable source when it comes to distribution, if I'm being completely honest. When it comes to having sync opportunities, or when it comes to having label services and things of that nature, what's gonna make me go to Venice Music and pay $500 up front instead of going to Symphonic Distribution, who has some of the same features, and I don't have to go through a hard process, and I don't have to pay them $500 up front for those features, right? What's gonna stop me from just being like, you know what, I'm just gonna send an application to AWOL and hope that they accept me? What's gonna stop me from trying to find a backdoor way to get to Sony the Orchard or TuneCore Pro or something of that nature? The pricing aspect definitely needs to be reworked in a few ways, not just one, but I still think that this is very much a very powerful distribution option. All of these things that they're doing, it reminds me, like I said, of United Masters. However, I am very critical of United Masters because I see the potential. When you have a Steve Stout, you know what I mean, Venice has Troy Carter, who's very reputable, very powerful in the industry, very well respected. Some of y'all may not know who that is, just look him up. However, just seeing his name in a nutshell and seeing it as a promotion, or seeing these other artists, you gotta understand that artists have limited budgets and their money is being stretched out in so many different ways, from maintaining a home to buying merch, trying to make money back from that, to trying to set up their own tour, but until they can set up a tour, they're funding their own trips out of town to go perform in other cities and probably not being paid for it, paying for production, paying for studio time, paying management or people that are helping them. So when you get down to distribution, I've paid all this money out for all of these things. Now that I finally got my package, I'm finna pay y'all $500 just one whop, and I don't even know if y'all are gonna be able to do anything for me? That's a tough ask, man. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, man. Also, be sure to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, man. I do this all the time. I break down these music distribution companies. I break down all these new features that come out, new tools, new artist resources. This is what this channel essentially is all about. So if that's anything that you're interested in, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell to get all updates, and I will see you guys on the next one, all right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.